Welcome to QO Talk, and this is the Breaking News Wahala segment. And today on QO Talk, on the Breaking News Wahala segment, we'll be talking about the bar, Eagle Nest Bar in Wyoming State in the US, that they were selling shirts, homophobic shirts that was written, let me read out the words so I don't miss it. It said, in Wyoming, we have a cure for AIDS. We shoot faggots. And they made it into a shirt and they were selling it. People were buying, and it was in July 5th that Sarah, what's her name? Let me get this. Sarah Boladian, the executive of Wyoming Equality, she got a distress call, and they said they are selling homophobic shirts in a particular bar called Eagle Nest Bar in Wyoming, that she should go and check it out. And when she went there, she went to check out the shirts, and she saw them that they were on display. And then she asked the owner of the bar that, yo, these shirts are homophobic shirts. They promote gay violence. And he said, oh, he has been selling it like that. He has even been selling it since the death of Matthew Shepard. For those who don't know who Matthew Shepard is, he was a college student, a 21-year-old college student that was killed in 1998. You guys should mark the year. 1998. He was killed. He was hitting with a pistol. He was pistol whipped on his head. That means hitting with a pistol 20 times in the head. And then he was tied and left to die. That was in 1998. And imagine that they've been selling the shirts from 1998 till now, and they just found out in 2021, July, of the shirts. And the man said, oh, it's business, and he cannot recall the shirts, and this and that. And it's just been like a back and forth. She's been trying to get them to stop selling the shirts, but they've not stopped selling the shirts. And they said nobody even seems to care about it. It's something that, and that's just the story. So my name is, sorry that I've decided, my name is Marvelous Achaf Kelechi. And with me, I have Chimereze Henry, who will also be doing justice to this topic. Chimereze is all the way in Canada, Toronto. Chimereze, thank you for coming on the show today. How are you today?
I'm fine. Yes, I'm fine. And it's indeed a sad story we are reporting today, all the way from Miami. Carry on.
So for me, I would just like to, that's why I've just given a breakdown of what really happened. So for me, it comes to the fact that people use this word that there are two sides of the story. So I will just try and break them down simply. First of all, it shows that there's no saner clients. Imagine a country like US, where people will say it's like the bedrock of democracy. And imagine in a particular state, in a state where Matthew Shepard was murdered, is a college student, a 21-year-old college student that was promising a nice guy. I think people should go and watch that YouTube video. They'll see people that said nice things about him.
My son, Matthew, did not look like a winner. He was rather uncoordinated and wore braces from the age of 13 until the day he died. However, in his all too brief life, he proved that he was a winner. On October 6th, 1998, my son tried to show the world that he could win again. On October 12th, 1998, my firstborn son and my hero lost. On October 12th, 1998, my firstborn son and my hero died. 50 days before his 22nd birthday. I keep wondering the same thing that I did when I first saw him in the hospital. What would he have become? How could he have changed his piece of the world to make it better? Matt officially died in a hospital in Fort Collins, Colorado. He actually died on the outskirts of Laramie, tied to a fence. You, Mr. McKinney, with your friend, Mr. Henderson, left him there by himself. But he was not alone. There were his lifelong friends with him. Friends that he had grown up with. You're probably wondering who these friends were. First, he had the beautiful night sky and the same stars and moon we used to see through a telescope. Then he had the daylight and the sun to shine on him. And through it all, he was breathing in the scent of the pine trees from the snowy range. He heard the wind, the ever-present Wyoming wind, for the last time. He had one more friend with him. He had God. And I feel better knowing he wasn't alone. Matt's beating, hospitalization, and funeral focused worldwide attention on hate. Good is coming out of evil. People have said enough is enough. I miss my son, but I am proud to be able to say that he was my son.
Murdered in cold blood, and it's in that same state, something like they're selling homophobic shirts, and nobody are calling them into, they are not putting them to order. If the same shirt was written that, oh, we have a cure for division, kill the Christians, or kill religious heads, or kill religious people, would those people have not been arrested? Would they not have been picked up if the thing was actually targeted against religion? Because some people believe that religion is the cause of our division and the fact that our hatred. So imagine somebody came up and put a shirt and said, oh, in order for us to stop hatred and division, let's kill religious heads, let's kill religious people. Would they not have been picked up? But now somebody is saying that they should kill faggots for the AIDS epidemic. And it's funny that the thing has been running from 1998 to now, and they've not been called to order. That is on the one part. And it shows that we need serious work. This is the time for every activist, every human rights people. We need serious work. For it to be going for so long shows that it has even become like a culture to them that, oh, it's a normal thing. Number two, the thing that they were telling they should kill faggots for the AIDS epidemic. First of all, it's something that is known to everyone. It's a known truth that HIV does not affect only gay people. It affects both the straight and gay people. It's a disease that cuts across all genders, all sexual orientation, whether you are tall or short, fat or slim, Chinese or African, you have the tendency to have HIV if you have unprotected sex with someone that is infected. And one thing that even fuels why there is a lot of HIV rates among gay people is because of homophobia and homophobia and hatred and discrimination. It's the truth. Most gay people, when they come into the hospital, if they come to the hospital and they start explaining what is wrong with them, maybe they have anal warts or this and that, how would they be able to tell the nurse? The nurse will not want to treat them. I know a particular story, I said that story before, that a particular nurse that refused to treat a gay man for anal warts because she said that it's against her religion. That religion does not believe in being gay. And she was not persecuted because they said there was no law that the nurse said that my religion does not permit me to treat a nurse that is supposed to be called to office. Your first duty is to save the lives of people. And she said, oh no, because I'm a Christian, I can't treat you. My religion fans against it. The same thing I heard of a story too, was it in Afghanistan too, or I can't remember the country, but a Muslim country where a Muslim nurse too did the same thing. It's becoming like a normal trend that when they see gay people, they will say, oh, they can't treat them. I can't treat you because you're a gay man. My religion goes against this. And it shows that the reason why there's still a lot of homophobia and there's still a lot of gay hate. The AIDS epidemic is very strong in the LGBTQI community. It's because of discrimination and homophobia. When they go to the hospitals, can this doctor treat? Can they treat to them? Will they attend to them like human beings, or will they be stigmatizing them and not want to? That's why the reason why they will be or to be looked down on, or maybe even arrested. Some of them can even take them and hand them over to the police. They will say it's better. Let me just keep it to myself. I will take immune boosters. I will just try and keep, because if I go to any hospital, a general hospital, I might get discriminated. So maybe this is the time for us to even look at. It's just a very pathetic story. I don't know. I can just go on and on about. I feel very, very angered in my spirit. I feel very annoyed. This is a pathetic story. And coming from one of the countries in the world where you expect democracy, true democracy, where they say, oh, they are sinner crimes, they are the bedrock of equality. Coming from a country like that, it's a shame on us. It shows how much work we need to do. Chimeze, moving on to you, Jai, what would you like to say about this?
You said a lot of things. And it just goes through my head, and I'm just thinking like the first thing is that even though we have a law, it still boils down to the mentality of the people living in every area. Even though that, like I said it before in our previous video, that there are laws that allow homosexuals and bisexuals or LGBTQ folks to live freely in places like America, Canada, and the West world. But the people, we still have some down low mentality because of religion, because of hate. And this is where we begin to talk about why do people hate so much. And I know most people will feel like, oh, they hate because the religion teaches them to hate, or their religion kind of tells them, okay, we fight against this. No, the truth about it is that when we still come back to hate, people just look for how to justify their hatred in their hearts. So it still boils down to people's own mentality. At the end of the whole day, we will still have society where we will still have homophobia any generation, anytime. But the question is, well, how do we handle the homophobia in the community? The first thing we need to start doing is that when we hear these stories, let us speak out. Like, if not for the fact that somebody spoke out in that place on Miami, if not that they spoke out and they reached the appropriate person, there was even a person to reach to, and the person could go there to investigate the cells of those sheds, that story would have continued, and it would have been an underground cell for profit. Now they are selling homophobic shirts. People are buying it. He's been selling it. People have been buying it. If those shirts were for pride, if those shirts were for LGBTQ rights, if those shirts were promoting equality, will people still buy it? That is the question here. How many times have we even supported LGBTQ businesses? This shows you how much that we need to first embrace our community. We need to first embrace also our businesses in our community. Secondly, we need to speak out. And when Marvelous was talking about the AIDS pandemic and everything that is happening, and I just kind of reasoned that thank God in Toronto we have a clinic where you can go comfortable as an LGBTQ person to those clinics and you can be attended to. You're getting. So that comes back to, if Toronto has no queer clinic where people could go to test for STDs, STIs, and do HIV testings, I wonder how it will feel like going to those homophobic clinics to treat ourselves. So we still need to develop our community, have our own clinics, have our own testing centers. That is the truth. And the earlier we begin, the better for all of us. Because at the end of the whole day, we'll still see homophobia everywhere we go through. But we will not continue fighting. And the right way to fight is by speaking out. You go to a place, you were attended to, you feel you were discriminated on. Don't keep silent. Speak about it. Yes, I went to that clinic. Yes, I'm a queer man. And this is what was said about me. In short, I don't advise any queer person to go there. We will come on our platform or our media house or wherever we can go, and we will make sure that that clinic is exposed for their homophobia. And by doing so, homosexual people will no longer attend those clinics. And then those who are allies with us will know what kind of a clinic that is. If that wants to become a religious clinic, then the hospital should become a religious hospital for only religious fellows to go. You're getting? By speaking out, these are the things we could do to stop the hatred in the community. But by silence, we keep encouraging them to do the things they do. So I feel at this point in time, we need to speak out in any way we are. We need to invest, because like all the stories, for the stories to be told, we need to invest money. You're getting? We need to get money to go on the ground to tell all the stories. We need to invest in our community, and we need to speak out. That's all I can say concerning this story. It's very appalling that in a place where a young man was killed, the community remained silent, and not just silent, they even went ahead to produce shirts showing you that the lives of homosexuals to some people don't matter. But that is wrong. That is not true. Every human life matters.
And just, I feel like I would not like to make this episode long. Just finally, touching it straight to the point, I feel like it is time for activists to, like, what I always say, okay, I don't think I should still keep calling activists. I think now it's community members. There are lots of stories. Since we started this breaking news, and I've been looking at a lot of, what's the word? Is it community news? And And I say a lot of bad things are happening.
Yeah.
We saw the story of the cameraman that was beaten to death. It was in Georgia now. In Georgia, a country that you expect decency, and they will claim that, oh, they are the saner clients, the European countries that came to be snacker, but yet you beat a cameraman to death. Because he came to report an LGBTQI event, a pride event. You come there, and when you get to the venue, they started beating up LGBTQI members. And when they saw the cameraman, because the cameraman was doing his job, he physically was videoing everything. Because of that, they beat the cameraman till he died. And you continue to wonder. That was in Georgia. I think we were supposed to even talk about the story, but I think because the story has been wrong, we'll just leave it. But it shows how terrible that things are going. And until we continue to speak, sometimes I will say activists, NGOs, activists, but activists and NGOs, whether we like it or not, there's little things that they can do. Some are not even.
The truth is that there's so much hate, there's so much things going on that one activist cannot handle all the situation. It has to take the effort of everybody to handle or work on these situations. Because even left alone for Q Talks, how many of these stories can we even tell? The numbers of stories we have passes the week self. If you want to tell all the stories, you have to do it like 247. That would be like a full-time job. So the one person cannot handle these stories, cannot handle this event. You're getting, and again, the police too may even be getting tired because of LGBTQ related crime. Because by the time you look at them, they also have to attend to other things in the societies. You're getting, they're not going to fully just attend to only LGBT related issues. So this is where we need to take our community, or like you said in the previous video, we need to do a watchman. We gotta get a watchman who's gonna watch over the community. You're getting, we have to come together as a community to build our own facilities. Like in Toronto here, we have the 519s. The 519 is totally dedicated to LGBT related matters. You're getting, you go to the 519, you do some skill acquisition. There are so many programs run in the 519. In case you're in Toronto, we also have the SOI, supporting our youth. That is another program that the Canadian government or the Toronto government have put in place, or the LGBT community rather has put in place, so that young Black people, young Caucasian people can have programs there fast to enhance themselves and to grow. Far from SOI, we still have the hassle-free clinic. So we have the hassle-free clinic where you could go for STDs checkout and STIs and HIV testing. Those are clinics dedicated specially for LGBTQ people. You're getting.
That's true.
And that is why Toronto still remains like an amazing place for LGBT related people, because like when you come to Toronto, we have a full village, and I'm going to be showing this in our videos this week so that people can see the village. We have a full village where we have cafeterias, we have everything related to LGBT related matters, sex toys, restaurants, sex houses, clinics, and everything for the community. So the community is fully equipped in Toronto.
Equipped and covered.
I feel this is the same thing that needs to be carried along to other places, even in developing countries. Because like you rightfully said, with HIV, since the LGBT-related community are under persecution, they cannot even go to get all the preps and everything without being discriminated. And because of the threat of their life, they cannot even open up, like you rightfully say. So we need to come back and realize that until we come together and build our community, we will still be facing all these devils. in our community and in our lives. So the earlier we come together as a community to build our community, the better for all of us. And we don't want to make this video long.
So just in wrapping up finally, Chinese, for me, I feel like, let me just say this finally. Like what you said, if we continue on every story and we continue to talk about everything, it will never be ending. But I just want to use this lastly to appeal to those that are Christians that are watching, that keep silent to kind of support this thing. It is very, very wrong. Because I saw some Christian association that they were joining together and saying that it was also a story I read, was it yesterday or so, that they are coming together to cancel Burger King and McDonald's because they support LGBTQI rights. And it shows how much you are filled. Instead of preaching about spirituality and people connecting to God, what you are coming to do now is to come and join yourselves together, build a kind of coalition to boycott fast foods that support LGBTI. And it shows how much everything has collapsed. But that has been our offering on Q Talk. We'll just continue to bring in from every episode that we talk about, to continue to I beg. It's just very exhausting. It's just very exhausting.
Please subscribe. We are still on Spotify, so make sure you go on Spotify to listen to us too. And before we wrap up, our website is partially available, so you guys can look at our website, and we are going to still be updating our website until it becomes a perfect website for all of us. Like we've said, Marvelous and I, we've said it. Please stop being silent. Please stop attending those churches that are homophobic. Please stop paying your tithes and offerings to those churches. You can see the amount of hate they are promoting. Put your money in the community where you belong. Learn to embrace yourself immediately. Embrace yourself, because nobody's going to embrace yourself for you. The earlier you embrace yourself, the earlier you understand that you're homosexual, they ain't going to pray it out, they ain't going to deliver you, you ain't going to change anytime soon. You're going to be who you are. The earlier and the better for you. And that is our offering from Q Talks. Marvelous.
Okay, till next week. See you all later. Peace out. Till next episode, rather. Peace out.